welcome to the Cavalier Sports Report. I am your host, Shawn Simpson. Joining me today, a 2003 inductee into our Cavaliers Hall of Fame, Lori Thomas, or when she played here, Lori Heeter. Welcome to the show, Lori.
Thank you, and thank you for having me.
So you were a volleyball and basketball athlete when you played here.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your experience playing those sports here.
You know what is very interesting is I had a wonderful experience here at Johnson County. I was in a position where I was playing both volleyball and basketball in high school, and I knew I always wanted, volleyball was the love of my life, so that was always the first choice. But Johnson County, that gave me that opportunity to play two sports, and you can't really do that at, four-year Division I. That's more difficult to do.
Right.
And so I was able to come and play both sports and roll right from one to the other. And I also was not sure of what I wanted to do in real life, after college. And so once again, Johnson County gave me that opportunity to kind of explore a little bit. And so I really kind of won, it was a win-win situation.
Yeah, so you excelled at both sports, and then you were able to move on to Idaho State. Mm-hmm. And from Idaho State, tell us about where you went after that.
Yeah, Idaho State, it was interesting. Once again, I went for volleyball for 2 years, and I had 1 year, I had a little bit of school left, and so I went and tried out for the basketball team and played fifth-year basketball. So yet again, I picked up the second love. And then after that, I went to Belgium and played professional volleyball. And then once I concluded that, I continued to play competitively till I was about 30. But I always knew that I wanted to stay in athletics in some form because it did so much for me. And, it teaches you so many physical skills, but it also teaches you a lot about character and what skills you need for life. So I knew I wanted to stay involved, started coaching. I was an assistant volleyball coach at Missouri State and then Tulsa, University of Tulsa. And then I realized that coaching wasn't running in my blood, and you have to be committed to that. And so I decided to get out of coaching, and then there was an opportunity to work at the National Association of Intercollegiate Athletics. So started there in 1998 and actually worked at the NAI for over 16 years.
Yeah, and now you are, or you were up until 2014, the commissioner of the Heart of America Conference.
Yes, so July 1, 2014, became the first female commissioner in NAI history. So I feel honored. At the same time, it motivates me every day to do something new and different and just challenge myself. And so I've kind of re-energized, my career and did something different and very exciting position.
Yeah, so you were involved with the KU team, the World Games with the teams. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh my gosh, that has just been a wonderful experience. So during my time at the NAIA, I serve as the NAIA rep to the board for the United States International Sports Federation. And so I've been on that board for 11 years, and ultimately starting about 3 years ago, I started to get involved in travel, with the board and serve on the USA staff for the World University Games. It's not something that's widely known in the United States because we have, we have the Final Four and March Madness and all of that, which other countries don't have.
Right.
So it is the Olympics, for the amateur student athletes. And there's 12,000 to 14,000 student athletes that are all over the world that come and compete. And most recently now, we're getting a little bit more press and some more media coverage, but, KU men's basketball represented the USA this past summer in South Korea. Yep. So it just was an amazing experience, and both the men's and women's USA won gold for the United States.
Very well.
Yes, so great experience.
Yeah, and you were recently named Administrator of the Year for NACWA.
Yes.
So explain what NACWA is.
Yeah, NACWA is the National Association of Collegiate Women's Athletic Administrators. And it is, a governing body that has membership that really is supports for women leaders, in the athletics world. From NCAA, NAI, junior colleges, they're just a support system and recognize and have a convention every year. And so I was recently recognized as Administrator of the Year. So it was a great honor.
Now, you have a chance as an athlete and as an administrator to be a leader within your organization, within your team. But you also get a chance to go and you get called in to speak
Yes.
and to bring that wisdom and speak on character. Talk a little bit about what you do
Oh.
now with NAIA.
Well, the NAIA, developed their Champions of Character program in 2000. And ever since that, I was part of the development of it and building it. And I've taken that, more out to go and speak to parents. There are a lot of parents, if you look at media today, we're seeing the negative. We're seeing the negative side of character development. There are so many great things that athletics bring in your life when you play sports. And we're focusing on the negative side, and parents are getting over involved. And we are driving our children to play at a younger age and pick a sport, at a younger age. And so I feel like it's a mission. I feel like it's something I'm passionate about, to go and talk to those parents. And how do they deal with, what is the role of parents in athletics today? And then I also talk to coaches about coaching with character and how they implement that on a regular basis. And then student athletes. It's really about life lessons. And so I enjoy it. That's a passion, and I travel around. And actually I'm going to Russell, Kansas next week to talk to parents, coaches, and student athletes about, really changing the culture of athletics, in their community.
Well, that's fantastic. So within that context, what is the best advice that you would give to either a young student athlete or a parent or anybody?
First thing that comes to mind for parents is release them to the game. Release them. That is important because the coach is the one instructional voice. And what's so important is when parents are trying to, they're yelling from the sidelines and they might be telling them something different than the coach is telling them. And that puts our student athlete, our children, in a really awkward position. Because who are they supposed to listen to? They don't want to hurt mom's feelings or dad's feelings, but they could also jeopardize their relationship with the coach. So we teach parents to let them go. To let them, that's a place, you'll get me on, I'm very passionate about this, but you'll put them in a place where athletics is, they can fail. You don't do it with movies, you don't do it with friends, you don't do it with academics. Athletics that's the place where parents can let them go and let them fall. Let them learn, on the court, because those are life lessons for later. And the best advice I have for a student or a kid who's just getting into athletics is have a teachable spirit. That means that you're listening. That means that you're allowing the coach to help you get better. And a lot of times where, kids are saying, I already know that. Well, they're more kind of have this position, coming in. Have a teachable spirit. That will also take you much further in life, on the career side too.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, Lori, we are so proud to know that you were a Cavalier at the beginning of your career.
Thank you.
And to have you in the Cavalier Hall of Fame and to know the great work that you're doing. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Know that you will continue to do great work.
Thank you.
So that's it for today. On behalf of the whole JCAV team, I'd like to thank our guest, Lori Thomas. I'm Shawn Simpson, and this has been your Cavalier Sports Report.